Tonight on our news, the Prime Minister is back from Rwanda, why the nation's leader is on the defense over his international travel agenda, and the launch of a national child abuse hotline. Plus, find out about the sacrifice of one mother to secure her son's future. Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina Dragovich. Prime Minister Philip Davis strongly chastising members of the judiciary, saying they must do a better job with the administration of cases. His comments coming upon his return home from the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Rwanda late this afternoon. We have more on why the nation's leader is taking aim at judges, but first, the nation's leader says despite naysayers, his international trips are bearing fruits. Our Sasha Lightborn was at the airport.
I'm happy to report that our international efforts are bearing fruit. Our voice is being heard. Other countries want to strengthen their relationship with us. Other world leaders and business people want to invest in us. And international organizations want to help us.
Prime Minister Philip Davis hitting back at naysayers for all the travel he's engaged in. The Prime Minister and his delegation touched down in New Providence shortly after 3 p.m. following the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Kigali, Rwanda. The focus, according to the Prime Minister, was to secure protection and funding against climate change for the Bahamas and other small island nations.
The pressure that we have been applying in terms of receiving funding and support to protect ourselves against the impact of climate change, that pressure is yielding results. Before too long, we'll be able to say more about the specific offers of funding and support that we have received.
The Prime Minister says the delegation also held a number of meetings with other countries and organizations while in Rwanda.
The discussions covered multiple issues, as diverse as the emerging threats of new healthcare challenges, such as microbial infections, and how to secure energy supplies. We also participated strongly in events developing strategies to improve and promote the rights and welfare of young people and women. I was proud to see the Office of the Spouse so prominently engaged in the women's forums. Issues, especially affecting women in the Bahamas, were well represented.
At the end of it all, the Prime Minister says his delegation has returned home inspired, confident they have worked hard, productively, and well on behalf of the Bahamian people. Reporting for our news, I'm Sasha Lightborn.
Thanks, Sasha. Well, Prime Minister Davis was out of the country when police recorded 3 murders in 3 days last week, including the brutal murder of a Defense Force officer. Prime Minister Davis addressing the country's crime situation, chastising members of the judiciary, saying they must do a better job with the administration of cases.
The courts have to pay more attention to persons who are going to be out on bail. The court has to take control, I think, of their trials so that people could have trials. I mean, the backlog of cases is just astronomical, and it's almost nearing the brunt of collapse, in my view. And so the courts have to step up, and they need to hear these cases.
He also called on those in the community to stop making excuses and do their part to fight crime.
When called upon to be jurors, they have to step up to be jurors and not be giving excuses, because if you don't have jurors to hear the cases are not going to be tried.
Well, cloudy conditions in the capital for most of the day. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is over in the Weather Center with a look at our current conditions.
Thanks, Christina. Welcome for our first look at weather on this Monday evening. 81 degrees outside our studios right now in the partly cloudy skies. Your winds are out of the east at 9 miles per hour, still fairly light out there, and your feels like temperature very comfortable, 83 degrees. On our satellite, a lot of moisture across the central and southeast Bahamas, courtesy of an upper level low and a moist air mass that's in place. Showers and thunderstorms popping up mostly across the central Bahamas, prompting, the issuance of some severe thunderstorm warnings earlier today. Dry air mass wrapping around that upper level low affecting the northwest Bahamas, but we're still seeing a couple isolated showers. We'll continue to see this pattern throughout the night and into tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, the heartbreaking wake-up call prompting the launch of a national child abuse hotline. Plus, find out the revitalization efforts of a local cultural gem and the story of a mother's sacrifice for her son's education. That's coming up when our news returns.
ISL Bahamas is a software development company. We provide payroll software and services for over 500 companies. Using ISL Payroll, our clients are able to produce accurate and timely national insurance contribution statements for posting to their NIB accounts. The beauty in NIB's employer self-service portal is that our clients have the power to upload these statements directly into NIB's system, eliminating the manual process which results in delay in posting to our client's account. We are working hand in hand with NIB to ensure that our clients are registered for the ESS portal and know how to use it. I look forward to further technology, innovation, and progress from NIB. You should sign up today at ess@nib-bahamas.com.
When it comes to picking a pharmacy that is convenient and reliable, only one name comes to mind: Wilmax Pharmacy, a team of trusted and trained pharmacists ready to serve you with all your pharmaceutical and over-the-counter product needs. We carry beauty and hair supplies, as well as household and everyday supplies. Open 7 days a week from 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. NIB drug plan is accepted and delivery service is available. So call 323-1037 today or visit Wilmax Pharmacy on Ponciana Drive opposite the University of the Bahamas.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
We are a leading Bahamian bank, one of the largest publicly traded companies on BISX. Our measure of strength is our growth and performance, with over $1.7 billion in assets. We remain committed to serving the interests of our shareholders, staff, clients, and communities. The confidence to lead, the performance to remain. We are Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
They say that when it hits you, it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give into. A juicy piece of KFC. To feel elevated by the aroma. And to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
When the season is over, Rafa chooses to have all the luxuries a celebrity deserves. He stays at exclusive 6-star accommodations, makes appearances on the red carpet, and of course, only hangs out with his VIPs. Because in the end, true luxury is choosing how to enjoy life. 85 calories, European quality, Amstel Ultra. Choose your way to live.
A new hotline will make it easier for residents to report instances of child abuse. Marlena Leonard tells us more about the new, easy-to-remember number 711, just launched by the Ministry of Social Services.
It is now easier than ever to report child abuse with the new hotline number 711. Minister of Social Services Obi Wilchcombe says the tragic death of 4-year-old Bella Walker was a heartbreaking wake-up call that the ministry needed to do more to help children in similar situations.
It's difficult for anyone to consider the life of Bella. To think that your child could suffer the way she did. It's so hard to believe that we have that in our society. But reality is, we do.
While there are 2 existing 7-digit numbers for hotlines to report child abuse, the ministry, in partnership with BTC, have opened the new 3-digit hotline, 711, in hopes that the shorter number will be easier for children and other members of the public to remember, making abuse easier to report. The hotline is of no operational cost to the government, nor does it cost anything to those calling into the hotline.
Child protection is fundamental in our country. And we intend to, after today's announcement, to cause for a massive marketing program, an information campaign to ensure that every child knows that there is a 711 number.
The first child abuse hotline was introduced in 1997 by Algernon Allen, but it wasn't a national hotline. The new 711 hotline will be operational in every island there is a local social services office, with Wilchcombe stressing the importance of not neglecting the needs of children outside the capital.
We don't want the child in Nagua to feel differently than the child in Exuma, or the child in Eleuthera, or the child here in the capital. We must provide for all our people, and all must be provided with the same. Every Bahamian must appreciate his equality in our country.
Wilchcombe says the focus this summer and into the new school year will be making sure communities, especially school children, are aware of the new 711 hotline number.
And so we intend to campaign upon what we have today to ensure that every child knows that I have an opportunity, for every friend of a child knows that I can help, and for any individual who is aware of to know that they have a duty by law. It is mandatory.
Reporting for our news, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Social Services Minister Obie Wilchcombe also addressing a recent incident at Princess Margaret Hospital involving a minor. The Public Hospitals Authority issuing a statement Friday confirming the incident has been referred to police and says an internal inquiry is underway. Wilchcombe says his ministry is awaiting a police report before taking any action. While he didn't want to speculate on the matter, the minister sharing potential concerns surrounding the alleged incident.
It tells you that we have to be deeply concerned about security. It tells you that who is monitoring and how it could have happened. And if it requires the Princess Margaret or any of our hospitals or clinics to have more security and more monitoring, then it has to happen.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When our news comes back from the break, the planned expansion of a local cultural gem as its revitalization continues.
Plus, coming up in sports for tonight, Bahamas Heritage Evening, a great success in Miami. We'll also tell you about our national basketball team going through their training camp ahead of the World Cup qualifiers, and we'll also break down the heptathlon showdown that wasn't. Coming up in sports.
And later, meet the mother on a mission to ensure her son's success by any means necessary. The details when our news returns.
Wouldn't it be satisfying to own your own piece of paradise? The most important investment you can make in your life is real estate, and Fidelity has the solution for you. You could become the owner of a home or a lot on any of our beautiful islands.
Come and talk to a loan officer and inquire about how you can fund your goals with a loan today.
Because we know it means a lot to own a lot. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit any of our branches, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau, or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Fidelity. United Faith Ministries International, under the patronage of Apostle Falman and Elder Sophia Ferguson, invites you to join us for In Hot Pursuit, Tuesday, June 28th through Thursday, June 30th at 7 p.m. nightly, under the theme, Time to Recover All, with special guest Apostle Dexter James, the Wealth Ambassador out of Trinidad and Tobago. 3 nights of prophetic release and breakthrough. It's time to take it all back. Number 126 Fire Trail Road, East. For more information, please call 341-0502. See you there.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
This is our news. Welcome back. A new and improved botanical gardens will be unveiled by the end of summer with expanded and improved facilities and displays. Marlena Leonard has more on the revitalization of the cultural hub.
The deterioration of the botanical gardens coming as a shock to Environmental Minister Vaughn Miller. Miller speaks about the state of the gardens before renovations began this year.
Once we found out that this was a part of my portfolio, we came and did a thorough walkthrough, and I was extremely disappointed. I couldn't believe that it had deteriorated to the extent that it had.
Now, the manager of Botanical Gardens, Karen Kiki Varakis Ferguson, tells our news plans include expansions for more display and research spaces, as well as improved restroom facilities on the property. She hopes the renovations will help attract students and inspire a new generation of environmentally conscious Bahamians.
We're upgrading everything in the office, state of the art, for persons, UB students from university, high school, primary school children to come in and tour, also to do research. Our science students, they can come in and do research.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, David Cates, is hoping the renovations will bring an influx of visitors, pointing out that many major cities benefit from the attraction of a botanical garden. Cates is also enthusiastic and hands-on in the effort to expand the catalog of Bahamian plant life on the property.
In the portfolio of the Ministry of the Environment and Natural Resources, we have the Forestry Unit, and I'm planning to have the two agencies work very closely together so we can have a display of Bahamian plants here at this facility. And there's also, I believe it's 13 endemic flowering plants that are found in the Bahamas. That means they're not found anywhere else in the world. And I am hoping that we can find all of them and have them displayed here at the facility.
The renovations are slated to be complete by August, weather permitting, and Miller has a strong vision of what he'd like the outcome to be.
We want to make this a place that Bahamians are proud of again, and Bahamians and visitors alike can come, can visit, can relax, can really sort of be in Nassau and still get away and not feel like you're in Nassau. And so that's the kind of environment we want to create again here.
Reporting for our news, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Well, Bahamas Heritage Night, a big success in Miami. Meanwhile, our senior men's basketball team working hard at training camp. Here's Marcellus Hall.
All right, thanks, Christina. Welcome to our sports, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Jazz Chisholm continues to lead the voting for Major League Baseball's All-Star Game, which in itself would be historic. This past weekend was Bahamas Heritage Night in Miami. Droves of Bahamians showing up. Let's take a look and see exactly how that turned out. Bahamian Heritage Night, a huge success at Lone Depot Park on Saturday night as the Miami Marlins hosted the New York Mets. Hundreds of Bahamians in attendance showing their support for Jazz Chisholm as the Miami Marlins paying tribute to one of their star players who most likely will also be a starter at this year's All-Star Game. Now, the Marlins did not go ahead to win this one, but nonetheless, Jazz putting on a good performance. They ended up with a hit in this game
Again, it was the second installment of Bahamas Heritage, and for all intents and purposes, looks as if this one's going to be around for a long time, at least as long as Jazz Chisholm are part of the Marlins rotation. Meanwhile, our men's national basketball team undergoing training camp, also in the Florida area. As, they got through their paces ahead of a matchup coming up on July 4th here in New Providence. Now, the head coach of the team is Chris DeMarco of the Golden State Warriors. Talked about what he saw with the squad, also at the camp, and speaking about the team was NBA player, Bahamian NBA player, Buddy Hield.
Guys playing hard. Guys are just getting everything situated. Fresh group come together, but I think Coach DeMarco does a good job of keeping everybody grounded and keep everything simple. But just picking up finish up some defensive stuff and trying to keep everybody on the same page. Physical group, guys that are willing to play, guys know how to play basketball the right way, unselfishly, and just working hard on defense and just trying to play together and have fun and see what happens together with USBI.
Meanwhile, track and field side of things, UB Mingo's multi-event specialist and decathlon national record holder Kendrick Thompson led the decathlon at the B3A's national championships after the first day of competition with 4,025 points, but did not compete on the second day. He was complaining of smarting in his knee. Also consulting with UB athletic training and medical professionals, it was decided to take him out of the competition. He still has a major event this summer.
And that is your look at sports here on this Monday. I'm Marcellus Hall. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Marcellus. When our news comes back from the break, get your umbrellas ready. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is back in the Weather Center with your extended weather forecast. And don't go away, we'll tell you the story of a mother on a mission to secure her son's future. Stay with us.
Hi, my name is Sasha Stewart, Sales Team Manager at CBS Bahamas. We are the nation's leading experts when it comes to supplying and installing windows and doors. No matter what type, style, or size you may require, we can supply you with a solution that will suit your expectations. With CBS Bahamas, there's never a need to compromise. We make it easy and stress-free to turn your dreams into reality. At CBS Bahamas, we are here to help you build beautiful.
Ice a coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness ice the back this, sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice honey. I dip all the man love me, my lips sugar cane rock me, sweet like a sugar in a watch it go ba ba ba, watch it go ba ba ba, watch it go ba ba ba, up down, cocoa water it don't stop, magic flow from that juice, serve it.
Flavored beers with a kick of rum. Make it platinum.
Welcome back to our news. We're getting to the point where we have what seems like daily summer sprinkles and showers. How's it looking for the rest of the week, Greg?
Thanks again, Christina. Welcome back, everybody, for our second look at weather. The tropics getting active right now. We're watching three systems in the tropics. One just in the Gulf of Mexico that's going to be moving into the southeast United States and into Texas with some showers and some thunderstorms. National Hurricane Center giving that a 20% chance for formation. Another system that we are watching very closely is going to continue moving towards the west, approaching the Windward Islands by the middle of next week, by the middle of this week actually, and bringing some wet conditions across that. The National Hurricane Center giving that a very high chance for formation, 90% over the next 5 days. And behind that, we're watching another system, National Hurricane Center giving that one about a 20% chance for formation. Tracking that system moving towards the Windward Islands over the next couple of days. That system will continue on a westward track. High pressure in the Atlantic will continue to steer this and all the other systems out there towards the west and south of the Bahamas. By Saturday, by the end of the week actually, we expect the system to become at least a tropical depression or a tropical storm in the Caribbean, quickly moving towards the west. And as I mentioned, that high pressure persistent across here will continue to steer that system towards the west and should protect the Bahamas over the next couple of days. Boating forecast for the northwest Bahamas tonight through tomorrow. East to southeasterly wind flow at 10 to 15 knot, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Your high tide will be at 7:54 tonight. For the central and southeast Bahamas, a caution fly for you guys down there. East to southeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots, seas running 4 to 6 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your 7-day forecast, showers still in the forecast up until Wednesday as that low pressure system, that upper level moves out towards the west, and then behind that high pressure will build in, temperatures back up to near the 90-degree mark and much improved conditions for the remainder of the week. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe evening, everybody.
And a mother facing financial struggles says she doesn't let anything get in the way of providing a quality education for her son. Her story recently went viral on social media when it was revealed that she would search for free public Wi-Fi to make sure her son attended school. Jared Higgs sat down with the family and has this report.
Many times I had to swallow my pride. That's the next thing. You know, pride when you have children. And that's what my Beeman people need to come out of that.
To say that 39-year-old Rita Cartwright is serious about her 12-year-old son, Rashilo Gaston's education, would be an understatement.
Him missing school for me was simply not an option. I can't even afford for him to miss one day because it's that serious for me.
Facing financial challenges due to COVID job losses and educational challenges due to the disruption to face-to-face learning, Cartwright, a room attendant at a major resort, had to think on her toes. Falling behind on bills meant that sometimes there was no internet at home. But always putting her son's education first, Cartwright wouldn't be deterred. During the toughest times, she would park outside Superwash to use the company's Wi-Fi to make sure her son could attend lessons.
At one point, too, my light was off at the same time. So I had to go by somebody, whoever it was, charge up his laptop, and then make it back in time for his next class.
Cartwright's story reached thousands when she revealed that her son achieved a 3.3 GPA at the end of grade 7 at Jordan Prince Williams Baptist School. It was nearly double his previous semester's GPA of 1.73. Cartwright says her willingness to sacrifice for her son is limitless. Even if she didn't have food to send him to school with, she would send him with some water. For her, it's brain food before food for your stomach.
I remember that was the time he needed a book, and the book cost $100. And that was the grocery money, and I didn't buy that food, I buy that book.
While Rashilo and his mom both acknowledge that she is tough on him, his appreciation for her is evident. She says he had to learn to be a more responsible student during the pandemic, like taking the time on his own to grasp the concepts being taught to him. While he isn't sure what he wants to pursue after high school, his interests are out of this world.
I like science, mostly. So astronauts is really where I want to go, but I'm not really sure yet.
When Rashilo's primary school announced that it wouldn't have an in-person graduation last year, Cartwright said she had to ensure that he was celebrated at home. Her biggest concerns are her 12-year-old son falling into the wrong crowd, or even worse, looking back and feeling like his parents didn't do all they could to allow him to have the best life possible. For that reason, she goes above and beyond.
It's so different when you have a girl than a boy. One, the devil is out to seek, kill, and destroy man out of head. I just need to ensure that my son have the best chance at life. My children, but my son, it's just something about my son.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jared Higgs.
What an inspiring story. Well, thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Christina Dragovich. Have a beautiful evening, Bahamas.